mean, that is saying that's saying a lot. So the fact that you feel that way is actually just it really fits the
Things
Yeah.
like that. I think it's funny.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
By the power of the Holy Spirit.
Please unlock and ride. No, big me, say Hoover for nothing. Take care, man. Come on, man. You jump, Jackie. Come on, down the road.